There's everyone
Recording in
else. Okay,
progress.
here's Arrow Collins. Arrow, you're our final one. Here's
All
Destiny.
right, we're going to take 5 hours in Destiny. We're going to go for a real good interview.
Okay.
Man, 18 years old and the world knows who you are. What is that moment like?
It's definitely crazy. I've always wanted to become an artist and really sing my heart out no matter where I go. So it's just such an amazing experience, and no matter what, I'm going to keep going and working hard. So thank you so much for having me.
That inspires me for you to say that, to be an artist, because it took me maybe 26, 27 years in radio to realize, wait a second, this is art. I am an artist. So I'm very fascinated with the fact that you recognize that you're an artist.
For sure. I mean, sometimes you have those thoughts where you're just like, am I good? But I think that you just going through this process, it's like it shows how much responsibility that you take for yourself when it comes to these types of things. So yeah, I singing is art, and I think no matter what you're doing, if you're really dedicated to it, it could be an art.
Well, to be that artist, you have to activate a lot of things, and you have been through some troubles. And I don't even want to call it that. You have been through some things that I want to learn from. And the reason why is because if anything were to ever happen in this nation, I'm going to the people of homelessness, to learn, because that's the art of survival. I don't know that, but you have lived that life.
Yes, it was very challenging growing up. I came from Sofia, Bulgaria with my mom, and when we moved to the United States, when I was a year old and after my brother was born, my dad left us. So my mom didn't have anything, and she was working really hard to fend for us, and I'm just so grateful for her and my brother as well. I have such a great support system, and yeah, I think what really made me stay focused on singing is to really help my family out and get us out of that place that we were
Mm-hmm.
once in. And I think that just this experience in itself shows that if you keep working hard, you can get somewhere.
Well, so many people don't understand what it's like to not have something, and that's one of the things that I love about your story, because I grew up in a very poor house up in Billings, Montana, and people go, well, how do you save today? Because I have never stopped being a poor person. I'm very rich in sharing stories, but very poor when it comes to other things in life. And I think, do you think that helps keep you humble as well?
I would definitely say that because of where I came from, I have a different viewing of life, and
Right.
yeah, for sure, making just coming from that place, you don't want to go to that place again. So I think keeping a positive attitude with life because of what you went through can really help you stay grounded. So yeah, that's how I've been basically treating that.
Yeah, because you honestly wear positive. When I first saw you on the screen, I was like, oh my God, you can see her energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely I would say just like being on camera and everything, it's really scary, but just being true to yourself can really shine through.
But
So
but
I hope that that it was that way for everyone.
don't you love that moment on camera? I love being in front of a camera because I know on the other side of that lens there are people out there.
Yeah. And yeah, people might have negative things to say and positive things to say, but it's I just focus on the positive no matter what.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about it is that negative or positive, they're still saying it. And as long as you're talking, I'm okay. Just keep talking. That's called communication.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So coming from the Southern California area of the world, my God, San Diego, the world's most beautiful city. I mean, it's got to be amazing to wake up to a sunrise and to fall witness to the sunset as well.
Yeah, being from San Diego is just amazing. I love the energy, the community. And then coming to Boston is amazing as well because I go to school in Boston at Berkeley, and it's just so cold in Boston. So I definitely think about San Diego when I'm here in Boston. So yeah, I love the energy that we have in San Diego. We have a different type of swag to our culture and everything. So I'm really grateful to be from there.
So did you have to give up your rights to love the San Diego Padres versus the Boston White Sox? I mean, come on now.
Oh my gosh. Heard, I thought that they won at some point. I'm not really into those, like, into sports, so, but
Well,
I don't know.
would you think of NBC's The Voice as being a vocal sport?
Yes, I would. I think being a singer is you're an athlete basically. You have to take care of your body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just making you can't eat certain things. Well, for me personally, like if I eat dairy, I get phlegm and
Yep.
it's just so I really there's a lot of things that you have to sacrifice when it comes to being a vocal performer because in order for you to sound your best and feel good about yourself, you really have to take care of yourself.
Well, you're so true about that because, I mean, even as a vocal artist doing commercials and stuff like that, I can't go to concerts anymore. I can't go to an NFL game or anything like that because I get so involved with what's going on. But then I know that for the next 2 weeks, I'm not going to make any money because they're not going to invest in my voice.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. When it comes to games, I'm not screaming. Um, well, I just learned that recently. I used to just scream all the time and
Oh,
do
boy.
whatever I wanted. But then I, my vocal coach, I started getting lessons, I think last year, and there was just like a rule list of like not having caffeine and before your show
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So I'm definitely learning as I go, and I really want to take care of my voice to have it for as long as I can because this is what I want to do with my life. So
How do you find your calm? I mean, being an artist, we all have this place that we go to creatively, but where do you find your calm?
I find my calm through meditation.
Yep.
I'm also a firm believer of God. I'm very spiritual, so
Mm-hmm.
I I really have to ground myself before performances to really dig deep and understand that I have a purpose and this is why I'm doing it and that I really love it at the end of the day. And I also watch a lot of motivational speeches, Denzel Washington.
Oh.
Um, yeah, same with Mike Tyson. Those are the two people that got me through the battles. I was kind of mentally, I was in my head a lot. So I think just having those speeches tell you that you just have to keep working hard and there will be a positive outcome has really helped.
Don't you think those speeches are, because I believe in the theory, drop the four walls of the church and get out there on the street, because that's exactly what the disciples did. They walked. They went from village to village to village. And I think that we're becoming those people as well.
Yeah, I same with like the Denzel Washington thing. He
Mm-hmm.
said that no matter what, like as long as you put in the work, it doesn't matter and just take the risk too. I've been saying this for like many interviews, but I think going on stage, you feel a lot of people don't want to take risks because they want to kind of stay in their own comfortability. But I think that's the only way that you can grow. And he says the only way to grow is to fail forward so that you
Yeah.
learn from the negatives and the positives. So it's just overall been an awesome experience of growth and learning.
Well, it's interesting you say that because Dr. David told me, he says, you're not depressed. He says, you're addicted to excitement. You want to live on the edge. You want to jump off that cliff every day. I said, yeah, I do. I live for that.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're performing music, you're jumping and you're soaring and you're flying above and as well as flying within everything that's around you.
Yeah, I would say so too. When it comes to, I'm a very emotional singer. So, because I couldn't afford lessons growing up. So I was like, I'm going to work with what I have. And that was just, imitating other artists. So I think just being on stage, you have to put on a performance so that you connect with the audience. And that's really been helping me because at the end of the day, people don't want to see like a perfect image and basically technical experience. They want to feel and understand what you're saying and connect with you emotionally.
Have you ever had one of those moments where people come up to you and they kind of question what you did and you look at them and you go, I didn't ever tell you that I was a perfect person. And if you believe that, then you got it wrong, not me.
Yeah, there were some moments because like growing up, I would post covers and stuff on social media, and not a lot of people agreed with what I was doing.
Right.
They were just, oh, like, why are you singing online? And like, basically the bullies of social media. But I think that to get to this show from doing these covers and always working on my voice, I got something out of it. So it's interesting to see, again, putting in the work, you'll get where you want to be.
Well, destiny, that's the way God works. He puts a raindrop in the sky that touches the seed that becomes the tree. The tree grows up. It sacrifices its life to have a sheet of paper for a writer. The writer then sends it out to the reader. I mean, you are part of that process.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see the growth, but
Right.
it's always going to be there if you keep going. And that's how I felt personally. When you're always working with your voice, you don't really realize how far that you're actually going. And this was the first time I've ever used a technique on stage, which was for my battles, and it's called mixed voice, and I hit an F sharp 5, which is a really high note at the end. And I didn't think I would be able to do it, but because I was just always putting in the time and effort to do it, it happened, and I'm so happy with what happened.
You know, that explains a lot because it caught on the show and stuff like that. I mean, it's like the way that your body reacted at the end. Okay, I now I have to go back and watch it again because I want to see exactly how you knew in that moment that you did it. You made it.
Yeah, after my performance, hearing the coach's feedback as well. Um, First of all, John Legend is an EGOT winner. And for him to even say like, yeah, I think you won this battle. Like I would pick you as the winner was just great. It was amazing, and it's really good to like it's amazing to get validation from someone
Yeah.
so huge in the industry. Same with Blake Shelton. Um, he said that he would pick me as well, so it's just so interesting to get this feedback when you're constantly in your head. And at the end of the day, like if you again, what am I trying to say? Basically that being hard on yourself, I get hard on myself,
Yeah.
and other people might see differently, and they might see that you're really good, so why not just give your all?
Wow. I'm gonna raise the bar there. You're not just good. You're great. You
Thank
really are
you.
great, and you're going to live up to your name. And I can't wait to find out how your destiny is going to play out in front of the eyes and ears of those that follow your music.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Please come back
That's
to
like
this show.
that's a
Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Oh my gosh, I would love to be back on this show. I was talking to my mom, and she was just like, when you get your Grammy, you're gonna come back to iHeartRadio and just talk about it. So thank you so much.
Oh my God! Oh, okay. So you just set yourself up. If I can talk with Joe Elliott from Def Leppard 9 times, you have 8 more times to go. Let's hurry up.
Yes, of course.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.